Something is happening. Is it normal? Or is it something very dangerous?
I sold to the devil. That's how deep I got into this.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good Saturday, y'all. We're back. We're back with another banger, y'all. It's like we're constantly being bombarded with this news. Mom Dami was in the White House yesterday, and we know how they were going back and forth. One was calling one a fascist, one was calling one a communist. They get in each other's face, and they're like, you know what? He's a good guy. I tell you guys, they're all best friends. Let's get into it, y'all. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The reason that Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran was that the Israelis said, if you don't bomb Iran to take out these deep bunkers, we're going to use nuclear weapons. And they had never threatened that before. And so Trump said, bombing Iran might actually save us from the start of World War III if it keeps the Israelis from using nuclear weapons.
So according to your source, the Israelis told the President of the United States that if he did not use the United States military power to bomb the nuclear facilities in Iran, Israel, acting on its own, would use nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Do you see why there's a problem with that statement, John?
Yeah.
Because they've never fucking admitted that they've had them.
That's right.
So you're telling me that they just admitted to the President of the United States that they have nuclear weapons and we still do not have them in the IAEA treaty?
I mean, if Israeli nuclear whistleblowers are to be believed, yeah, they started working on them in the 50s. They got them around the late 60s or the early 70s.
What happened? They're being told this, y'all, but I don't get it.
So have you ever been approached by the Illuminati? Because you talk about the Illuminati a lot.
Yeah, years ago.
Okay, I need to hear this story because I've always been interested in that.
Well, just say it like this. They don't come to you like straight up unless you are like some celebrity, you doing blood rituals and stuff like that. No, they don't come like that. They come to you with a letter. It's like a 14-page letter, front and back, some in red, some in black, written on white, and they just tell you all the wonderful shit they'll do for you.
So what are some of the wonderful things they would do for you?
Girl, they ain't do a goddamn thing for me because I ain't deal with
No,
it.
I'm saying, like, what did they claim they would do?
Anything. They would give you a show. They would put you on a record label. They, you know.
And so what do the sacrifices be like?
I wouldn't know, but
I thought that would be in the 14. I would have read every 14 page of that letter.
No, once you realize there's no need, because guess what happens? Somewhere in the middle of that letter, at the bottom, at the top, at the foot page, it's going to have some type of spirituality in it.
Right.
That reads, and you'll be reading it, as people do now, don't even recognize. You're reading stuff and you don't even realize what you're reading, and you're reading spells on yourself.
This is wild. Salt Lake City KUTV is now reporting that the surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson turning himself into authorities is missing. 2 News filed a public records request asking for this footage, and they got this response. Quote, "We do not have any records responsive to this portion of the request as Tyler Robinson did not go to or enter the jail area." Which is weird because it was public national news that Tyler Robinson surrendered at the sheriff's office. He was taken into a building marked authorized personnel only. Robinson was kept in the back offices of the sheriff's office and turned over to the FBI and other law enforcement upon their arrival just before 6 a.m. on Friday. So where is this footage? And remember, authorities knew that he was turning himself in because they had negotiated a gentle surrender. So you have to wonder now, did it ever exist? Were cameras turned off? Or did this footage go missing? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
The true record keepers of mankind are not historians. It's not the Library of Alexandria. It's not hieroglyphics somewhere in Egypt. It's not even some sort of ancient scroll from like the Ming Dynasty. It's the bees. For a long time, animal rights activists have wondered, is it fucked up to take honey from bees? They spend all of their time creating honey and then we just take it away. What the fuck? But not only do bees create extra honey in case they need it in hard times, bees have a long-standing relationship with human beings where they make extra honey so that the humans can come and take it. At least bees who are in a hive that is being cultivated by a human being. So if you were to say that bees see their beekeepers as some sort of old-timey god who they've bartered with, in order to get good conditions for their hive, that would be like a fair assessment of. But how does this have anything to do with history and keeping record? With this God analogy in mind, pretend that you're immortal in ancient Greece, and then one day Zeus comes down from the sky and he's like, "Mortal, I have something to tell you." And you're like, "Holy shit, what is it? Please don't bang me, hair is scary." "No, I came to tell you that my mother has been really upsetting me recently. And more than that, kids at school are bullying me. And on top of that, I'm broke and I don't like working at Pizza Hut." And you're just there like, whoa. Okay. That might sound like a ridiculous series of events, but the reality is, it's a long-standing tradition that when you keep bees, you have to keep the bees informed of the political and economic state of the world. When beekeepers all over the globe went out to their hives and said, "Guys, Adolf's dead. Shot himself." Yeah. It was in a bunker, actually. When Queen Elizabeth died, beekeepers all over the world went out and went, "The queen is dead." The idea of telling bees secrets, it's actually something that happens across like a wide variety of cultures. However, I personally prefer the Celtic perspective. In Celtic mythology, there's a belief that bees are actually the thing that connects the human world to the spirit world, and that's why you have to keep them informed of important political and economic shifts. Because really, the bees are the only ones who could pass that information on to your dead loved ones. So say that like someone kills your brother at war, and then you spend your entire life tracking that person down so that you can get your revenge. After you exact your revenge, you want your brother to know. And instead of having this belief system that like, oh, he's all around me, he's watching, the Celtics would be like, you have to go out and tell the bees, and you'd be like, "Hey, tell my brother that I finally avenged him.
We're going somewhere with this.
Killed that bitch.
Stick with
Cried
me.
like a baby the whole time." And then like Barry B. Benson's like to your ghost brother and is like, "Hey, he finally killed that bitch, said he cried like a baby." People still do this to this day. It's fucking awesome. And my boyfriend Kylan, he really wants to keep bees, so he's gonna go get a bee certification and a bee suit and some bees in the spring, and then we're gonna keep bees, and then I'm gonna tell bees all my secrets.
That's weird. I kept looking online, and strangely, I'm not kidding, and I'm going to show you these messages. I came across what looked to me like a bunch of people talking about bees. You're going, "Case, what do you, like literally bees?" In a way that's the only way I can describe it to you is like they were speaking about bees, but they weren't speaking about bees. It was very coded. And I'm going, am I going crazy? Or do you think that all these people are really actually, quote unquote, bee farmers, or saying that they farm bees? What is this lingo that I'm not understanding? Why do I feel like it's related to students? I didn't feel good about it at all. And I just sensed that we needed to get more involved, to go to the school, to ask about the process of hiring, to see if they needed more security. They were kind of giving up me the thing that teachers do now when you ask any questions about what happens at the school, which is they make you think like, why do you want to know? Like, we just do whatever we want to do. It's like, I don't know. My children are like 5 and 4, actually. Parents should, of course, we need to be more involved. Like, how did we get here that we feel like we're crazy for asking questions about the hiring practices at schools? And the feeling just didn't go away. I can show you this actually, because I was thinking like, I said to my husband, there is some weird underground, it's like I sense like imminent danger is coming. And for some reason, I feel like there is an underground that has emerged at schools, and it's like related to bees. That's what I said. And I messaged multiple people about this, my sister. Here are a couple.
Charlie Kirk was set to become president in 2028. I think the mistake that Charlie Kirk made was you see, when you tell people too much of your business, let me wipe some of the anointing off my glasses. You see, Charlie Kirk, may God rest his soul, he's with Christ. The mistake he made was the same mistake that Joseph made over 5,000 years ago in the book of the Genesis. He told his brothers, God gave me a dream. I want to interpret the dream to you. Okay, so the 11 stalks of corn bowed down, they bowed down to me. See, Charlie, brilliant man, but he told too much of his dream too soon to too many people. Between him and J.D. Vance, J.D. Vance would have never beaten Charlie Kirk for the presidency. Never. The day before the Charlie Kirk assassination, there was unusual trading on Wall Street, okay, of a company that was sold, and their stocks are sold on Wall Street, called Turning Point Brands. No relation to Turning Point USA, okay? But Turning Point Brands, their stock was sold into the millions on the day before Charlie Kirk's assassination. What does Turning Point Brands have anything to do with Turning Point USA? Turning Point Brands had committed millions of dollars to Turning Point USA, going back to 2012, to the creation of Turning Point USA.
Shit.
Bro, is that my fork? What? Hello?
No.
Why is that?
No.
Hello? What the hell? Bro, I don't care about my bike. Hello? Is anybody there?
That was a creepy help.
I don't know, dude. Am I just hearing things? Hello? What the Yep, nope, I'm good.
So, I've been thinking about Bigfoot again, because apparently that's what adulthood is now. But people always hit me with the same three theories. First, it's just a big hairy animal we haven't discovered yet. And if it is a big hairy animal, is it more evolved than we think, and it buries its dead, and maybe that's why we haven't found any? And then you have all the folks who swear it's an interdimensional being, like Bigfoot's out there stepping through portals every time someone pulls out a camera. And some people connect this to like aliens, and maybe he's on a different frequency, and then our human eyes can't see it. And then there's people out there who think he's Gigantopithecus. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I'm talking about. The big prehistoric orangutan. I don't know, but what are y'all thinking? Is he just a hidden animal, or is he a frequency-hopping interdimensional being, or just some ancient giant who missed his exit?
Okay, so I just got home from work and I was wearing this jacket. I've had this jacket for probably like 3-4 years, and I've never seen another one like it.
Turn it around.
But yeah, I take it off whenever I get back in my truck after work, and I see this one lying on the floor of my truck. And I don't know how the fuck I got it. I accidentally duplicated this bitch or something, because I've never seen another jacket like this in my whole life. None of my family members. I have no idea.
How did you get the original jacket?
It was a Christmas present from my grandma, and
you've never seen that other
it was like a Christmas special or something, I'm pretty sure, whenever they came out with those jackets too. So I don't even know if you could get them anymore.
And one of them's a large and one of them's a medium.
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Unexplainable megalithic sites or artifacts that are found in Russia?
I'm glad you asked. Yes, but it's not what you think. It's actually, I think the biggest mystery in the eyes of Russians is St. Petersburg. The St. Petersburg in Russia, which is the city that is not that old if you believe the official history. So if you read the official history, it goes, Peter the Great founded this city in the middle of a swamp where the Neva River, flows out of Lake Ladoga into the Gulf of Finland, like real low, swampy land. And he decided to build a new capital there. And the first question is, you find the worst possible spot. Congratulations. Everybody recognizes this, because ever since the city was built, it was suffering from annual floods of Neva River.
Right.
So stupid, you know. And then, you know, the Gulf of Finland, everybody knows it has so much fresh water in it to where arguably motivation of Peter the Great was he wanted to build a port city. But the Gulf of Finland is so bad to where it's a known fact that the cost of moving goods, let's say from Holland all the way to Gulf of Finland, let's say, is 100 units, and then this remaining 2 miles, exactly, also 100 units, because it was shallow, the water was almost non-saline, so the wood rotted. So it's like the worst possible place for commerce. But that aside, the bigger mystery is we have these palaces, just magnificent palaces in St. Petersburg and cathedrals that have a megalithic component to them. And once again, it's a topic that's like widely discussed in Russian communities because it's like close to our culture and probably not discussed here. But take, for example, St. Isaac's Cathedral. So if you open up a history book, it tells us that was built by, Italian architect. And that cathedral has columns that are, 100 feet tall. They're gigantic. Yes, they're huge. And they're telling us that, those columns were brought and quarried, and they have pictures. And when you look at those pictures, it makes no sense. There's no way, those columns were loaded on a barge, and not a chance in hell they were, transported and offloaded. And it's just the documentation that goes with it.
What year? What,
like
roughly?
200 years ago.
Okay.
Ish, maybe 3.
This show. Like what is this what college is? Like I've never been to college, right? I barely got through high school. So school wasn't for me. But I know a lot of college professors and teachers from what I've seen online are a lot of left leaning, and judging by that lady's actions, she seemed to be like left leaning, right? Is this what it's like in school, in college? Like you're paying hundreds, you're paying tens of thousands of dollars to go to college. You should be able to use AI. Like this ain't high school. You can't tell me I can't cheat. You can't tell me what to do. I paid to be here, right? If I want to use AI, I'm going to use AI. But is that what the teachers and all that's like? Like flipping out like that? That's crazy.
Do not live underwater. Crabs don't live underwater. They don't live under the sea. This is how you speak English. I and you live under a roof. Genesis 1 verses 6. And so God say, let there be a firmament within the midst of the water, and let it separate the waters from the waters. So above, so below. As according to the Bible and our historians, our ancestors, we live underwater. The crab don't live underwater. Crab live on the ocean floor. Fishes live in water. The boy did not jump in the water. The boy jumped into the water. After the boy jumped into the water, the boy is now in the water. Thank you.
This just proves that people are like sheep. Look at this massive traffic jam. Backed right up, down this street as well. Backed up everywhere. Everyone's waiting in line. The traffic is not moving. It's not going anywhere. Because it's a parked car. They're all waiting for a parked car.
Like who's the car that's in back of that parked car? Like, you don't realize, like, oh, nobody's in that car. He's just sitting there, probably on his phone, not even paying attention. I don't care what that line is. I'm not going that day. I don't care what it is.
The reason why P. Diddy got locked up, right? They was fine with him doing all that freaky deaky stuff. They was fine when he was just getting everybody drunk. They was fine when he was just finessing everybody with them record deals. But soon as P. Diddy started talking like this, well, we gonna call him Brother Love. When Brother Love got on this,
They have us on a planned trajectory for 30 years for my daughters and sons to be broke. Everybody to be broke, like zero wealth. They have us on a planned trajectory.
Speaking of suspicious, though, Jesse Michaels just came out with a video. American Alchemy. Amazing. The research in it was amazing. And the title of it was called NASA Exposed UFOs, Pagan Rituals, in Time Travel.
Whoa.
And
It's a heck of a title.
I know. And I'm like, this sounds interesting. Dude, I watched the whole thing. There's so much information. So I just want to talk about some of the stuff that stuck out to me, which are crazy. So it's very strange, the connections to Russia, Germany, and America, the rocket programs and the inventors of the rockets and stuff were all kind of around the same time all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting about all these men that were these rocket engineers, they're all very, very into the occult.
Huh.
Oh gosh.
And so one guy, Jack Parsons, who is called the America's Rocket Godfather, basically he's the one that started the rocket program in the United States. He was part of this organization called blah 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 blah. It was called, oh my gosh, where is it? The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which that he was basically underneath Aleister Crowley.
No way.
Who is that?
Confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed. He had his own chapter in California,
Like
in Pasadena. I
No
believe.
question. This isn't alleged.
Not alleged. He really had his own chapter of this Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which is basically this occult group.
Mm.
So Aleister Crowley, he joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, where he was trained in ceremonial magic.
Oh gosh.
And it's just this complete occult, very evil stuff. But this guy,
Something is happening. Is it normal? Or is it something very dangerous? NASA is tracking a vast anomaly growing in Earth's magnetic field. My friends, about a week ago, you all noticed something strange. The sky turned pink and green. You saw the aurora as far south as central Texas and even parts of Florida, closer to the north. Now, I say closer to the north to try and make it seem a bit reasonable, but Florida saw the aurora. How is this possible? And for 2 days. I had a conversation with the Sun weatherman, Ben Davidson, and he told me that of these rare aurora phenomenon, there have been, I believe he said, around 10 in the past 100 years, 5 of which occurred in the last 2. So what is happening? And are they keeping something from us? Now, I'm not one to play into any kind of crazy conspiracy games. You know me, I typically don't do that. But what I can tell you is there are certain signs, patterns that may be occurring. And maybe you know about some of this, so comment below. And together we can maybe piece some of these things together. Or maybe debunk them entirely. I know that the official statement on what we've been seeing with these anomalies, and this is from sciencealert.com right now. This is not some fly-by-night random website. The official statement is going to be that sometimes these solar storms happen. But I'll also point out, do they happen around the time we track vast growing anomalies? Do they happen around the same time that billionaires begin building secret underground bunkers in New Zealand, Hawaii, in Montana, Wyoming, in the mountains? Is that normal too? Perhaps we can explain it all away. Maybe these rich people just have so much money. Why not have an emergency apocalypse bunker? If you can. Some rich people buy things that are completely useless. But there have been questions now for some time. for the past 10 years or so, questions around why powerful people are building underground bunkers. And it is simple to just say maybe it's because they're rich and they can, but it's not really a satisfactory answer for most people because, well, out of sight, out of mind. Certainly, even if you're rich, something made you think you might need this. Perhaps it's World War III. Perhaps it's just general economic instability. But there is something culturally that made people think, maybe I need this. Now, the theories that we have seen since these storms, it's that they're getting worse, that there will be a pole shift, a superstorm.
If you look, I mean, do you think if, like, say, land turns to sea, sea turns to land, and I think the ones that are gonna actually survive are the ones that are hunter gatherers already, right? And then some of those people start going branching out. Because think about it, none of the old technology from the past, all those other wealthy people that were well advanced than the regular people, than the peasants, that technology is wiped out, right? You think Zuckerberg, Facebook's going to be around in the next civilization? No, they're going to be underwater forever, for millions, hundreds and thousands of years, probably. Let's say hundreds of thousands of years they're going to be underwater. So they're not going to survive, but the people that are, it's going to have to start over. We're going to have to learn how to do everything again, y'all. That's just what happens. So I think all the people that survive these cataclysmic events, it's not going to be us because we're not invited to those underground tunnels and whatnot, are going to be the original hunter gatherers that have been living like that for since the beginning of our time.
All them fake ass brands, Fashion Nova and all that, go up in Louis Vuitton. They stealing they shit. The big brands are stealing from the cheap motherfuckers because they watching the people that can't afford the shit dress up in the cheap shit fly. They say, "Oh hell no!"
Gonna get that?
Huh?
They make a lot of money off of that fake shit.
Off that fake shit.
So then, with that being said,
Motherfucking jacket's $5,000, and if you cut the tag off of it, it just look like it's just a regular jacket.
Can't even tell.
You can't tell.
Can't tell nothing.
I sold to the devil. That's how deep I got into this. Masonry is an antichrist Bible, the swear, and the compass. Now that's the most mild initiation. From there on, they get more and more creepy.
What about those food stamps? Why they cut the poor people's food stamps, man? That was messed up.
No, listen. They cut them off so they can give them back, right? Let me tell you this, right? What do you do when you want some power? You take back that you once gave to make people what? Submit to what? To the will. To the will of what? To the will of food. But everybody talk about food. But Jay, how long do you think they keep their food stamps? In a month? 5 days? So what the fuck they doing for the other 25 days anyway? The government night feed them. They feeding themselves. See, everybody don't understand that it's all a illusion, right? I want to make you think that you need me, right? That's why you do when I was in the trenches game. I made think that they needed me the whole time. They didn't need me. They could do it themselves, right? That's what they want you to do. They want you to believe that you need them for food. Listen, gang, you ain't gonna feed me. I'm gonna walk in the store and take the food. You ain't gonna stop me from eating if I'm hungry. So I don't understand why I'm homeless when you can just walk in the house and guess what? Law go protect me. Now I'm a squatter and you can't put out a squatter.
Trump. You know, all these the food stamps thing, like I've been on food stamps before, right? I hated it. Food stamps aren't meant to help you. They're not. They're meant to keep you where you're at, right? Because if you work too much, you're gonna lose them. So a lot of people hit that bare minimum so they can stay. They keep you settled in life. I didn't like that. I knew because when you're on those, you're stuck. If you make $1, $2 over, they might not cut them off, but they're going to drop them from, let's say, 150 down to like 70. So they keep you stuck. You're allowed to buy all this junk food. You're allowed to buy if they really wanted to help you, right? If they really wanted to help you, only healthy food, and you can work, as much as you want for 6 months to get out of this situation. Nope. You can only make a certain amount of money, and that amount of money that you're allowed to make isn't enough to survive. It's not enough to survive. It's not. It's like, I don't know, let's just say $1,400 a month. I don't know, because when I had them, I didn't have no kids or nothing. So I don't know. If you're a single person living alone, you can only make like $1,400 a month, maybe less, and you can't survive off that. So you're stuck.
Playing any games when it comes to the new mayor of New York City, Zoran.
Check out this clip that Charlie Kirk actually posted a little while back of Trump talking about Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah. Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zoran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zoran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And by the way, they get about 3 times what you get, Ron. If you look at the per capita, Florida gets 1/3 of what New York gets in terms of the numbers. Why don't you give us those numbers?
Yeah, well,
because that's what we should send him.
Yeah, well, like sometimes people say Florida gets more because they count Social Security recipients, but that's not money to the state. Those are seniors that live here. If they moved to North Carolina, you could count it there. So it has no interaction with the state government. They get more in the city and state governments than we get.
Right. Substantially. We're going to be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. We're going to look at everything, and ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist. But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist.
So
See how they preach all this fear? Pay attention to how they are face to face, y'all. Face to face, they preach all this fear. He's a communist. He's not here. He's here illegally. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Watch when they get face to face.
Zoran wants to go back to how things were when Biden was in office. A whole lot of individuals just laying around in the New York streets. This is what New York voted for. I guess the next 4 years will tell.
I mean, he's got views a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot.
Boy, did you.
A lot. From when I first came to office, it's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're doing much better now than we did even the first term. And I can tell you some of my views have changed. And we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to be. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. He won't surprise them because they already like him.
He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, "Both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views." Mm-hmm. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
So. Okay. It's easy.
He was going to break it down. He was going to stand on his 10 toes right there and tell you what he meant. What did Trump say? He bowed down like, no, he's not. Conservatives are going to be happy. He's going to surprise a lot of people. He's going to do good. Right? When they asked him that question, he was going to stand on what he said, and he was going to say, I don't know what he was going to say, but from what I saw, he wasn't going to bow down, and I think Trump spotted that, so he just shut it up right there. This ended. You know what I mean?
This Anna Kepner case is actually insane, and the details that are coming out are just sending chills through my body.
Really?
So earlier this month,
following this.
18-year-old Anna Kepner went on a family cruise with her dad, her stepmom, and step-siblings.
Okay.
But she would go missing.
On the cruise?
Yeah.
How do you go missing on a cruise?
So she went missing, and they had no idea where she was, right? The next morning, the cleaning lady would make a discovery that would send shockwaves through the country. She would find the body of Anna under a bed, covered in a blanket under a bunch of life vests. And that bed belonged to her stepbrother.
What?
And her stepbrother just slept over her body just as if nothing happened.
What is happening?
So much isn't known about the case because it's still ongoing and the FBI is investigating everything. So what we do know is from the uncle, and the uncle came out on X and he made a post saying that he wasn't getting any answers from the dad or the stepmom about what was going on, right?
Yeah.
But he believes that it was the stepbrother that did it and that they're covering for him and they're keeping silent.
What?
So he's urging for answers, right? And this went viral. Everybody's talking about it. And court documents revealed that there might be charges against him too, because even though he's a minor.
Yeah.
But it's odd because the dad and the stepmom have been quiet about this whole thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
So this case has captivated the country because it literally makes no sense, like how she died, why she died, and
why he hid her under his bed.
After watching this, I'm convinced the elite have tunnels everywhere.
Watch this, y'all.
This is the spot.
So by this big tree, there's a big old hole.
Went down there.
And there's lights on. Like, somebody's still paying the light bill. There's lights all down this tunnel. This is a sophisticated tunnel. Like, look at those stairs.
I think I'm
They go
going down
so
there.
deep down this place, y'all. Remember, this is underground.
No rules down there.
It just keeps going and going and going. But what he finds is insane. Now he gets like a door. What's behind the door?
Green screen on.
Fast forward a little bit, gets through the door, opens the door. Now there's some kind of room.
Are they? What are they?
On our hands?
We have for good on our hands.
Yes.
And they
Now that's
in
in,
like
like,
we got them on opposite, so when we hold hands, they touch. It's so
Aw.
crazy.
It's ridiculous. We have
It's a lot.
puppies.
We have our poppies.
Oh, I love the poppy scene.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Pink News.
Thank you.
We love you. Thank you.
I think we found a little piece of ourselves in each other. I think there are little pieces of us that when we got to do this together, when we first started.
Only up from here.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so good.
scary. We spent too much time together.
Oh, no, I love it. Because,
But not enough.
Not enough. We spent too much time together.
oh, no, I love it.
What? Max, what is going on?
I have no clue. It's a murder.
Holy cow. Oh my god. This is so crazy. I've never seen anything like this, have you?
When they go after bugs. I've never seen them hunt like this. What's happening?
It's the birds. Alfred Hitchcock.
Why would it ever be a fucking snowstorm in the middle of Arizona?
Everybody's trying to get cover. Doesn't seem like golf ball size hell though. Just little. I don't think they'll do no damage.
You know what I
but-
want to go in?
Where?
Where the fucking cranberries are. Where you wear like overalls and you what?
No.
Why?
No, you don't. You haven't heard of the spiders?
What?
So those cranberry
Crushed
fields,
his
what they
dreams.
do, for those of you guys that don't know, cranberry juice, cranberry vodka, the way that they harvest them is they fill them up with water, and the cranberries that are ready break off and float to the top, but the spiders that run through the cranberry field float on top of them. So as you're wading through cranberries and gathering all the cranberries, you're getting crawled on by, I think they're called wolf spiders or something like that.
Any sort of animal that has another animal's name in its animal name, I don't fuck with. Horseflies? No.
Easy that they still do that.
Okay, I know you guys are gonna get upset with the blurriness, but Joe Rogan comes after you. These blurs seems to help, and they talk about some good stuff. What Theo Von does.
Everything's crazy right now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I feel like this is the year. Do you feel like this is the year that people realize that like neither side of the government is working for us? Is that a weird thing to say?
Well, it's true. It's pretty obvious that it's true.
Okay.
They're all working for the people that got them in. So no matter what even if they're good people that want to do well for you, their obligations when they get in there are the people that help them get in there. They're the campaign contributors. They're the military industrial complex, the military contractors, the big money banks, big money. That's what all this government shutdown shit was all about, man. It's all about health care, right? So it's all about how much money is getting funneled through these corporations. If you really think that what they're trying to do is make sure that people get health care, you're fucking naive.
Yeah, you're
okay?
ridiculous.
What they're doing is they are protecting some kind of slush fund. If somebody digs into this and finds out where that money's going and finds out how this money's distributed, it'll make more sense. Because there ain't a fucking chance in hell that they're keeping the government shut down to protect your health.
Yeah.
There's not a chance. There's not a chance. They're shutting down the fucking air traffic controllers. Not a chance. They're shutting down NASA because they're worried about you getting the flu. That shit is not happening. That's not what's going on.
But I think everybody's starting to realize that. Dude, I went to the post office. Have you been to the post office recently?
I have not.
Okay.
Not since I voted. That was the last time I was at the post office.
Okay, well, it's over. So if you want to know what the post office is like, dude, I'm not even joking. I went into the closest branch near me in Nashville. There was 2 birds. There was 2 crows in there. One of them was a crow, definitely. One of them was a pretty big bird, and I thought it was a crow, but he had some discoloration or whatever. So maybe like a mulatto crow or mixed crow or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Pulling a fucking box, like fighting over a fucking box in there. And there's a lady, kind of like a darker woman in there, and she's spraying fucking Lysol trying to get them out of the fucking post office. I was like,
Lysol?
Yeah, or like a Fabuloso, like a cleaning spray, like disinfectant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like she's standing on a little stepladder trying to fucking get these 2 birds who were fighting over a fucking package. I was like, we're fucked. We're fucked, man. That's the
biblical,
government,
right? That's biblical.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it seems like a Stephen King outtake.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I'm like, this is where we are. This is how, like, everything's privatized now. It's a wrap. Do you feel like it's a wrap? Like, I've been thinking for years that America just feels like a shell company, like a shell LLC.
Here's the thing about it being privatized. Some things probably should be privatized because they work better.
Okay, well, like FedEx came along, UPS came along.
Right.
So those came along.
But the post office still does a good job, man.
No.
You know,
No. Hell no.
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm sorry.
So
I'm going
out
to
of
disagree
touch.
with you, I don't think.
the post office is the only people that are sending letters for you for like 30 cents or whatever it costs. And then the post office are the only way that you could ship chickens. Live chicks, like little baby chicks. They have to do it through the post office because they know what to do and they keep them alive. They know they're chicks.
Ooh, that's nice. I didn't know that.
We've had chickens, you know, and every chicken we get, when we get them, they're baby chicks.
And they come in the mail?
They get them through the post office. Post office delivers them.
Can you hear the package like that? It's like,
yeah, bro, the post office, it works. It's not perfect because it's the government, and there's no government programs that are perfect, you know.
It doesn't work that good anymore, though. I think it's gotten so bad, dude.
They should be perfect. How much damn taxes we pay to that damn government. Dude, the post office is so outdated. I used to do reselling, right? So I was in and out of the post office, UPS store, FedEx store, right? I was in and out of those every day. So the post office is so outdated, y'all. You go ship something out of the post office, there's no line. It takes 5 minutes. You go to the UPS store and like do an Amazon return, it takes 10 seconds. I don't know why they're so outdated, and they're still using writing. They're still using typewriters, and it's ridiculous, y'all. But I can't stand the post office. They piss me off, and they should be perfect. They should be perfect because we pay so much money to this government that everything, all these services and everything should be top notch, top technology, top customer service, but it's not. It's where you get the worst customer service at government places.
James did job that people don't know about. He killed his own mama, man. King James killed his own mama. And they named the Bible after this man. Think about everything I just said. He was a pedagore. So for those that don't know about pedagores and shit, pedagores don't. This was going on with the sex trafficking. So he was a pedagore, rapist. He was a homosexual. All right. He started the Black Nobility Games, which is the sick shit you see them doing in the movie Hostel and Saw. That's where that whole idea come from. And he owned slaves. But worst of all, King James killed his own mom. So I'm gonna read off the article, right?
Okay, if this was a movie about Charlie Kirk, the biggest clue wouldn't just be the Egyptian planes that Candace Owens talks about. It would be the timeline, okay? Because those planes supposedly start crossing Erica's path back in 2022 almost 70 times, way before Charlie is even at some of these places. That's why this whole thing, you guys, in the movie could be a 3-year psyop. These Egyptian planes, Well, in spy thrillers, they're never really from Egypt, right? They're shell company jets using a friendly registry to hide who they really are and who owns them. They might not be following her, they might be following an operation, because think about it. Who's Erica's dad? Well, in this Charlie Kirk movie, Erica's dad is the Raytheon-type defense contractor, so her whole family basically sits inside a surveillance loop automatically just from being who she is. Then the movie drops the next twist. The sheriff tied to this incident, the sheriff we all saw, he's the same sheriff character from 60 Days In, an A&E show. The premiere date of that show was May 30, 2024. Add 30224 equals 11, and of course it was season 9 premiering. 9/11. Well, it gets weirder. The governor character also has an old IMDb page. Erica has, well, been on reality TV, and even Charlie Kirk has an IMDb. He's been in movies since 2021. Of course, Turning Point is the producer, but the punchline is that one of these planes, one of those same shell company jets, shows up on the same day that Charlie is assassinated and takes off right after and then goes dark. Come on, that's not random. That's like an extraction. If this were a movie, and there's logic in the movie, it confirms that this might have been a coordinated 3-year operation orbiting Erica from the start. There you go.
So crazy.
Shit's getting weird.
Yeah, it is.
Part infinity.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, and you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know. 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
Then tell us, Colonel Sanders. Damn. It's all this yapping, bro. You just yapping. Talk about you know 100%, but you don't want to tell nobody. Say it. Oh, I hate when people do this shit.
As a machine.
I can't stand when people do shit like this. They're just like, oh, I know who did it. Who? Huh? Just say it. Damn. If you're not going to say it, you're just going to talk, shut up. Just, I can't stand that shit. It annoys me. But the rumbles is that it was Epstein. And wouldn't that be crazy, though? Wouldn't that be crazy if it was Epstein that started Bitcoin? If Epstein started a bunch of other stuff that nobody knows about, where we're all just kind of just doing it. Yeah, that shit would probably crumble.
And they started the textbooks
I don't know. Anyways.
that we all learned from.
I'm going old school with the mic. I found this in my closet the other day, and I was like, I'm going to go back. I forgot how great this mic is. Anyways.
It's a pretty good mic.
Careful! Oh my god! I'm fine. Wow, that looks so real.
That's the idea.
I totally thought I was falling.
Oh, I think it's the same as even with like Hollywood. And, you know, I remember one day I was walking in the Century City Mall over there. It's in Los Angeles. It's off of Santa Monica Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a blue collar guy walking by. He had like he was working construction. They were building something there. And I was like, he's like, Theo, what's up, man? So we're talking for a minute. And I was like, what are y'all building? He's like, dude, you're never even gonna believe this. We're building. He's like 10 floors, 20 floor building. He's like 10 floors are talent agency, and the other 10 floors are for the CIA. And I was like, what? I was like, just in the same building, just happened to be, that's what you're building. He's like, yep, that's what we're building. And he wasn't lying. I don't think he was lying to me. It just seemed like it was just
weird
like,
mixture. Yeah.
right. But I think that this starts to happen. News stories get created, right?
Yeah.
Things get, whether they're fiction or whatever goes on, you don't even know a lot of times what's news stories. You can send actors out to create a scene. You see a video, you believe it. And then they make
That's been done before.
Right.
That's
and
been done before.
Oh yeah, there was. But then you see movies and stuff come out later about it, so it's like you're almost creating your own news to then make like a based on a real story. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah.
Like it's all just
I guess. Yeah, like they.
That's kind of fishy. The CIA with the talent agency. And you know, all these talent agency, the majority of people they're going after are content creators because that's what's running the game now. And the CIA's there. Plants will make you billions, hundreds, and we'll make you millions of dollars. But you're gonna be a plant for us. You're gonna do what we say. All right. LA, man.
Find her way over
LA.
there. So now she's over here. She's back in here trying to find a way into my property. You see her? Look at that face. Oh my god. It's right there staring at me. Dude, how fucking scary is that shit?
Not gonna lie, I peed a little bit when that face moved. If you thought that was terrifying, take a look at this video.
I'm in my backyard, so I can't.
This is the third video she's uploaded. She's been trying to find a place where she could practice her guitar in peace. That doesn't seem to be the case. And I was just as terrified when I saw this.
How would they initiate the attack?
I don't know how familiar you are with the China situation. It just happened in New York. There was 300 SIM card servers with over 100,000 SIM cards capable of taking 20 million offline. And that's the tri-state region of New York. Like, have you ever been to a concert or a big event where everybody's there and your phone's going so slow and no calls are going through?
Yep.
That's because that's just so many people are there. Denial of service. This is a distributed denial of service, meaning coming from multiple angles. It's intentionally trying to flood the towers with so much data that they can't function. I'm assuming China, in almost all cases, has these all over our country, which scares the crap out of me.
What does that mean for the population, especially in a city that's as dense as Manhattan?
It's absolute chaos. Everyone relies on a phone right now in some sort of way to connect with their families, to pay their bills, to call for emergency services. Yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. If China attacks us with an EMP and we lose our power, we're not even going to make it 3 months.
Huge, y'all. Like, everyone always says China's gonna hack us. They're gonna destroy America. But our president's right there shaking hands and cracking jokes with them and flying planes over them. And everything in this room is from China. Like, if they really wanted to harm us, they could put, like, it's like they just want us to fight. They want us to be divided. I mean, can you guys see it? Do you see it like I see it? I mean, if the Chinese government is this so focused on destroying America, why are they in the same room shaking hands, making deals, making money together, making a lot of money because everything's coming over here from China? Everything in this room's from China. Like, why do they put all this fear in us with this? I just don't understand it. Well, I understand it. They want us divided, but people don't see that. There's a lot of crazy roads out there when you're flying, like over desert, and there's just nothing out there.
Oh my, I feel it.
Are you good?
So I've been working at a hotel for, a couple years now. And I've never had anything like this happen. And I'm borderline freaked out. I'm not going to lie. So I'm sitting down here at the front desk, right? And I'm on the computer and I'm just typing away. Phone rings. I don't look at the phone. I just answer it. And, I say my whole little spiel or whatever. And it's just silent. The phone is just silent. After about, 3 or 4 seconds, I say hello again. Nothing. And right before I go to hang up, it sounds like I'm hearing somebody just like breathing on the other line. I just hang up and I'm like, okay, whatever. I ain't thinking twice about it. But then I go and look at the caller ID and let me show y'all something. All right. That's the room that called. Okay. Peep that. 505.
Nobody's in there?
Now let me show y'all something.
Nobody's in the room?
I'm gonna go over here to the elevator so y'all know I'm not bullshitting.
Oh, 5th floor?
And I'm gonna turn the camera around. How many fucking floors do you see here? Because I'm pretty sure we don't have a room 505 nor fifth floor. This would be the night I quit. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit.
Guys, the craziest shit just happened to me. I'm close enough to my car now, so
I wanted to see this. I
I'll
haven't
tell
seen
y'all
this
about
yet.
it. So I was on like mile 4, right?
She's in San
I
Antonio.
hike back here in McAllister Park, and everybody always tells me, you need to be careful, it's fucking dangerous out here, right? And I've been out here, I'd say, I don't know, 10 times hiking this fucking hike by myself, right? So I'm not scared. I have pepper spray, a knife, like, I'm ready to fight anyways. But anyways, sorry, I have to keep looking back. You'll know why in a second. So I'm on mile 4 of this hike, and I'm walking, and I see people the whole time. A lot of people on this hike are riding bikes. There's other women hikers, male hikers. Like, I see people all the time. I've seen like 8 people already today.
Sucks.
So I look up, and there's this guy, and he doesn't have any pants on, and he's a white guy. He's tall, no pants, no socks, no shoes. He had like this tennis looking visor with his hair sticking out on the top, and this white, like, I don't know, fishing shirt, long sleeve, and it covered him just enough to where, like, if he was wearing a Speedo or something. He had underwear on, but they were like tighties. So anyways, naturally, my first is I look at him, and I'm not gonna like freak out or anything, but right as I pass him, because he's coming this way and I'm going this way, right as I pass him, he says to me, oh, I had 2 left shoes on today, so it was just better to take them off. And I was like, okay. And I just kept going, right? And then I continued to look behind me the whole time I've been hiking. He was going the other way, right? So the whole thing was funny. I was gonna wait till I got off the hike to tell anybody about it. 2 miles more into the fucking hike, I'm back at my car now, everybody, so no worries, but 2 miles more into my hike, I look fucking back, because I naturally look back for bikers and stuff. I'm listening to my music. Tell me why this fucking pantless motherfucker is behind me. I'm like, oh my God, I could see him. Like, I hadn't been running or anything. I've been hiking, walking, because my knee hurts. I was like, oh, hell no. Fuck. So I have my pepper spray already in my hand. I keep things close, you know? And I called Chris just so that somebody knew. I was like, hey, there's this fucking weird dude. I was like, you know what? I've already been fucking hiking 5 miles, but I'm gonna run back to the car. Like, I'm slow, but I've been quicker lately. So I fucking book it back to the car, looking behind me. I see him again a little bit before I got back on the video, and I started running quicker because I don't know, for not having any fucking shoes on, this dude is like seriously making it through. Like, he was like, oh, with his feet having trouble. I'm like, I got shoes on. I've been running. I may be fat, but motherfucker, I'm out. So I guess, long story short, it could be a little dangerous back here.
I mean, some women get on my nerves. Like, I know when I hike, I don't do the full loop. Like, I go a mile and a half out. I know my marker. I turn around and come back another mile and a half, like a 3 mile hike when I go. But she may be experienced, but there's a lot of like newer hikers, especially women, right? Like, they don't know the codes of the trail, right? They don't know the unwritten rules of hiking, running, mountain biking, horseback riding. Everyone, there's levels. Like, bikers get out of the way for horsebacks, right? Runners get out of the way for bikers. Hikers get out of the way for runners, right? There's just little unwritten codes that, when I'm walking and I see a girl or a couple girls, like, and I'm trying not to like be on their ass, right? Because I don't want to freak them out. Like, that guy freaked that girl out, right? That dude might be an experienced ass hiker. He's out there barefoot, right? But move to the side. Like, if you're by yourself or you're with a friend, that 2 girls, like the other day I was with 2 girls, right? 2 girls were in front of me. And they kind of started, like, I saw them. We were gonna meet. Like, I saw it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop and just tie my shoe, give them some space, right? But they were slow, taking pictures. So, but you would think they would be like, let's step over so this guy can pass. Instead of making a video like, oh, I'm being followed by some creepy guy, like, no shit, we're on the same trail. There's one way in, one way out. What do you want me to do? frustrates me, y'all. You can see it. I see it because I've been out running and hiking since I was 13 years old, y'all. So I'm not experienced to where I can go hike Mount Everest, but it's just annoying that people don't know the rules, But you gotta be careful out there too. You know what I mean? You going hiking by yourself.
Is above sea level,
The
so we're
dog's
walking
barking at down there.
but the water is up top. That's scary.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is just creepy. Isn't still water bad? Don't they say? Or am I tripping? Like that type of water is like death? Water ain't still. Might as well as be in outer space. You know how people do that. Used to be freaked out in a swimming pool, 8-foot swimming pool at night with no lights on. Couldn't imagine that.
As far as what the reptile looked like, he had a flat face. He had gold slitted eyes, like an alligator. He was very dark brown, so dark that it was kind of hard to see him, like the details in his face. I remember ridges going down his head. I remember the mouth going straight across and up. Just huge, 9.5 feet tall, but muscle-wise, he was just unbelievably strong looking. The chair, the density chamber, what that's for. I remember the night before it happened that I volunteered for this. I remember, I don't know if I was in the lounge at the barracks. I think I was in the TV lounge area. And there was a door open across the hall, and there was this guy talking about, it was almost like he wanted me to overhear him. And he was kind of like getting me ready for what was going to happen. He said, you're going to be escorted. You're going to be strapped to this chair, and it's called a density chamber. He said, because we're only third density. And ETs that we work with, majority of them are fifth density. He said, once you go up in the fifth density, you'll become faster, stronger. Your IQ will go up 200 points about. He said, you'll become more of a collective. Like when you're in a group of people, you kind of become that group.
All right, fam. There you have Saturday's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do if you made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's going to be a good day today, y'all. It's Saturday. It is going to be 10 o'clock right now. We're going to go out. We're going to drop baby boy off at the grandma's house, right? We're going to go have some chicken wings. Segovia's doing carnivore, feeling good, fitting in some shirts finally that have fit me snug, right? I'm not quite there yet, right? Not quite there. But within a week or two, this shirt's going to be fitting good, y'all. But I'm feeling it this time. Finally, I feel like it's stuck. But the key is don't get hungry. But right now, I'm hungry, y'all. But we're going to go have some chicken wings. So I'm kind of fasting because I know I'm going to get a lot of sodium from those chicken wings. So I'm going to kill about 10, 12 chicken wings. Dinner will be a couple burger patties, right? But we're going to go, get our Christmas tree. We're going to get some Christmas decorations for inside. Outside's already pretty good. So, it's going to be a good little winterish day today. I'm excited to get out there. It's been a while since me and Mama Bear got out alone, out to eat, a little day date. We were going to take the baby, but I told her yesterday, like, why don't you leave him at your mom's, like, so we can you know, have a little alone time for once. You can sit up in the front seat with me. It's been a while since we held hands while we're driving, right? So, you know, that's the plan today. So I'm excited. Hope you guys all had a good Saturday. If you're watching this, it's already the evening. Hope you're having a good Saturday evening. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.